Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. I'm spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White, and welcome to Ask Me Anything. Today is March 14th, 2024. How are you guys doing out there? So happy to be here tonight. It was a long day, though. I have to tell you, it was a long day. But it was a really good day. It was just a long day. So hi, Nettie. Hi, Maureen. Hi, Eric. I like that. It's Kelly time. That's very sweet. Thank you, honey. Color me happy. Hi. Hi, Trey. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Carrie East. That was a good question that you asked, Carrie, and I'm going to answer that when we talk about third eye today, which is going to be really a really good topic to have, and I have a lot of experience and a lot of information to give everybody. Wanda, do you experience physical symptoms when one's third eye awakens? We're going to talk about that, Wanda. Put a pin in that. Cleo, hi Cleo. I'm excited for tonight's show. Great. Hi Robbie. Hi Dee Dee from Chicago. We had some rain, Dee Dee. Did you have some rain today? Hi Renee. Beautiful blessings to you, honey. Hi Beta Dominique. Hi, good to see you. Hi, Dr. Susie in Canada. How are you doing? Hi, Vicky. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? Hi, Laura. You guys had some warm weather back east, didn't you? I heard from some of my friends that it was very warm back there. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Em. Hi, Tom. Hi, Heather. Hi, Tippy. I could just keep going on and on. Hi, Dolly. Hi, Barbara. Well, hi, everybody. It's really great to see everybody tonight. And thanks so much for supporting my show. I love to do it. And of course, I love to do our Monday show with James too, which is so much fun. And we have a great topic for Monday. But I know tonight we have a really special topic about third eye, and I'm going to talk all about that. But I thought first I'm going to go into some astrology. So I'm going to start off with some astrology right now. And then I'm going to move into third eye. And then, of course, I'm going to take as many questions as I possibly can. So today, as of March 14th, today's March 14th, the sun in Vedic astrology moves into Pisces, and it's in Pisces until April 13th. So if you were born between March 14th and April 13th, your sun would be in Pisces. Now, what's interesting about this particular sun in Pisces time is it's in the eclipse axis. So it means that we're going to have the first eclipse on March 25th and the second one on April 8th. And all this time, the sun will be in Pisces. Now, the sun is our purpose, okay? It's like it gives us our confidence. And when it's in Pisces, it really has a lot to do with wisdom and hope and, optimism. And so this is a time period with these eclipses and with the sun in Pisces. It's a time where the focus shifts, if you will, into like a deep soul connection and going deeper into the mysteries of our existence. Hence, tonight we'll be talking about the third eye, which I think is always a fascinating topic. And during this period of time that I'm talking about, while the sun is in Pisces until April 13th, be willing to reevaluate your direction. Now, with eclipses put us on the path we're supposed to be. So let's say you're on a path over here and you're going along and all of a sudden the eclipse happens and you're actually moved over here suddenly. And eclipses can be sudden. James and I are actually going to do a show on the eclipse on the 25th of March. It happens to be a night that we do our show, Both Sides Now and Beyond. And we're going to be talking, the whole show is going to be about the mystery basically of eclipses and what goes on during an eclipse and why they're important. But during this particular time, if you will, be willing to reevaluate your direction that you're in. So what direction are you going in life? Be willing to see the situations from both a positive side, a negative side, what's good for you, what's not good for you. Do I stay? Do I go? Be open to the intelligence of your body, of your soul. Pay attention to your body actually a lot, especially with this eclipse, because it's the first one, March 25th, is a K2 eclipse in Virgo in Vedic astrology. And that has everything to do about health and service. Virgo is also of service. So I'd really be looking at everybody should look at their health, take really good care of themselves during this time period. And we are in eclipse season, and that lasts until approximately April 22nd. So the next several weeks, you might be highly emotional, especially as we get closer to that first lunar eclipse that brings out a lot of emotions. And it will be felt across the United States. The second eclipse on April 8th will be in parts of the United States. I think it's Texas on. Interesting enough, there'll be another eclipse in October, 2 more in October, or 1 in September and 1 in October, I think. And the other one, I'll be darned, goes right through Texas again. So it's going to be an interesting time, especially in Texas here. Another transit that I wanted to talk about is Mars. And Mars, as of tomorrow, on the 15th, the Ides of March, Mars transits into Aquarius, and it has been in Capricorn. So Mars, the reason we like to look at where is Mars is because Mars is the point of power or force. And Mars right now, or as of tomorrow, will be shifting into Aquarius. Aquarius it's high-minded. It thinks in terms of humanity, and it's going to be with Saturn, because Saturn is also in Aquarius. So it's going to be joining that. And what it will do is it will energize a lot of social sectors, a lot of things, it'll emphasize a lot of your long-term goals. Okay. It will encourage learning. So I think it's a good thing when Mars goes into Aquarius. The thing that you will have to watch is because Mars, when it's with Saturn, there's a lot of friction again. So you want to watch how you speak to others. You want to watch watch your emotions. If you feel like you're getting really, heated up over something, kind of go back inward if you can, go inside. Try not to explode. I think that's what I'm saying. I think that's what I'm saying here. Yeah, don't explode. Because these are some powerful weeks that we have ahead, really powerful weeks. So that's what I wanted to talk about with the astrology. And I am going to answer as many questions as I can tonight, but I really want to go into this topic first. Then I'll answer as many questions. And thank you for all your questions tonight. A lot of them were about that I will answer when I talk about the third eye. And because I think a lot of the questions were regarding the signs of this. So tonight we're going to talk about the signs and the symptoms, basically, that your third eye is awakening. And so before I even get into what is a third eye, because I'm going to talk about what is a third eye, I'm going to talk about the signs and the symptoms, because so many of you are starting to have this experience. If you haven't had it already, you probably will start to have this experience. And I just kind of want to tell you a story that happened to me. So, because I didn't even know really what a third eye was. I mean, I had heard the expression the third eye, but I really didn't have a clue, what it was or what it really meant, or I don't know. So it was very woo-woo to me. And in the year 2000, as I've talked about many times, I had a traumatic brain injury. In fact, following an eclipse, right a week after an eclipse, I had a traumatic brain injury. And it took about 1.5 years for all of these gifts that started to come out from this brain injury. Seeing, hearing, knowing, all these things. And my whole behavior changed. Everything about me changed. And nobody knew what to do with me. And so I had a boyfriend at the time. He didn't have a clue. And my mother didn't know what to do. I mean, nobody really knew what to do with me. But as it would be, Spirit had the plan for me. And Lee, if you're listening to this, Lee, you're going to love this story because it's a good one. So what happened is I found out about this spa in the Palm Springs area. And we had a house in Palm Springs, so I could have stayed there. But for whatever reason, I was able to go to this spa. And it was called We Care Spa. And it's an incredible place. It was an incredible experience and an incredible place for healing. And it's actually a wellness spot. It's where you go to get rid of toxins in your body and kind of just get grounded again. And it's an incredible place. I cannot say enough about this spa that I went to several times after this, but the very first time I went, I had a really wild experience. And this is what happened. And this will say everything about the third eye. Again, I was having all these mystical things. I didn't know what was happening to me. Nobody knew what was happening to me. So I go to this place called the We Care Spa. And I got there, I arrived late. It was like 10 o'clock at night. I'd flown in, I think I flew in from Colorado, and I had to rent a car. And by the time I got to Palm Springs, it was like 10 o'clock at night. And so when I got there at 10 o'clock at night, you know you're on Native American ground. I mean, it's really sacred ground at this place. And so I walked into this wonderful spa, and there was a young woman behind the desk. And she said, "Oh, Kellee, we've been waiting for you." And I said, "Oh, great. You know, I'm ready to check in." And she said, "Okay, I just need to take your picture." And I said, "Take my picture? For what?" And she said, "So the staff will recognize you." I said, No. I don't need my picture. Don't take my picture." And she said, but I have to take your picture. It's part of what we do. And so the staff will recognize you. I understood what she was saying. I did not want her to take my picture. I had the strongest sense that it was not going to work. It was going to be a problem. Don't even go there. And she said, "But I have to." And I said, "Please don't." I said this back and forth. We're over this. And she said, "Please let me take your picture." I said, "Okay, but I'm going to tell you what, it's not going to work." So she goes, "Oh, it'll work. It's my Polaroid. It will work." And I'm like, "Okay, right." So she gets her Polaroid out and she snaps a picture. And you have to wait like a minute and a half, or back then you did. I don't know even if they have Polaroids now, but she had to wait, and we're waiting. And of course, nothing showed up. And she goes, "That's weird." And I said, "No, I'm telling you, it's not going to work." And I just go to bed. And she's like, "No, I have to." So she does it again. It doesn't work. And again. And she does it 5 times. And it doesn't work. And I said, "I told you, it's not going to work." And then she goes, she got really upset. And she goes, "Well, it is going to work." And right then and there, the camera flew out of her hands and like smashed on the ground. And then she was kind of like scared. And I said, "I know, I told you. I'm telling you, it's not going to work." So she goes, "Well," she was not going to give up. She goes, "I have a camera, a new one. I have a camera in a box." So she goes back to her little office, comes out with a new Polaroid, opens up the box, does the whole thing. I go, "I'm telling you, lady, it's not going to work." So it doesn't work. She goes, "Okay, I'm going to try it one more time." And I go, "Okay, give it a go." Because now I just want to go to bed. It was like 10:30 at this point. I was really exhausted. She takes a picture, and we wait the 90 seconds, and I'll be damned. There was a picture of me, but she screamed, and I screamed. And there, right here on my forehead, in the middle of my forehead, was a giant eye blinking. I mean, literally a giant eye blinking, open like this, open, shut, like, and she screamed, I screamed. It was unbelievable. So we stopped the pictures after that. And she said, I don't understand. And I said, "It's okay. I don't understand either, but apparently it's a third eye." And that's when I discovered what a third eye, it really is a real thing. I had no idea, but they wanted me to see that. And so I saw it. So what is a third eye? So the third eye, it's a chakra. It's the 6th chakra, actually. In Sanskrit, it's called the Ajna chakra. And so chakras are believed to be energy centers, okay, within the human body. And the third eye chakra is located in the forehead, right here, exactly where mine was, slightly above and between the eyebrows. And it's associated with the pineal gland. And when your pineal gland opens, the third eye opens, basically. And sometimes it's depicted as indigo blue, or you'll see a deep blue lotus flower with 2 petals. And the primary function of the third eye is to enhance your intuition. So think of it this way. We have sight with our eyes, we have hearing, we have taste, whatever the rest of them are that we have. But this is our 6th sense that we have. We have 5 senses. This is our 6th one. And the 6th sense is all about intuition. Okay, it is all about intuition. And so, what does the third eye do? Simply a sense, and it relays information to you. So, an example would be clairvoyance comes from this. Clairaudience comes from this. Clairsentience comes from this. So, if you have any of those, your third eye is definitely open. Okay, doesn't I don't know how far it's open, but it's definitely open. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I talked about the Kundalini, or I talked about a spiritual awakening. And spiritual awakening, or the Kundalini rising, is a separate event from the third eye opening. Okay, so you can have the third eye open without that whole Kundalini experience. For me, I got the whole thing. I got the Kundalini experience with the third eye opening. But they're two different things. You can have the opening of the third eye, which gives you that spiritual sight. You can have that, and also, you could be in the middle of your Kundalini energy or your spiritual awakening happening too. Okay, so you can definitely do that. The Kundalini energy is often the catalyst for this to open, and sometimes, again, in my case, it opened right up because I had the head injury. And my Kundalini energy was rising, and it just opened it right up. But for most people, it is a phenomenon that happens through time, okay? And it is a mystical phenomenon when this happens. And some people get the realization immediately that their third eye, they're starting to sense things and know things and understand things. And others may not feel it as vividly, okay? But one of the best impacts, I can say, is the calm and relaxation that comes with it when it is fully open and ready to go, when it is really literally open. I never got anxious since that time period. I was never anxious, and I used to be really, really anxious. So there is a calm and relaxation that comes with it. And when your third eye is awakened, you have a feeling of a higher self, and you have better control of your heart and your mind. Okay, so once you understand that your third eye is awake, you have to continuously work towards opening it. And that is why meditation is so important. So for me, I did a deep dive into meditation for, I would say, a solid 5 years. I mean, hours a day, hours a day, hours a day is what I did for meditation. And that absolutely helped with my third eye. So here are some short-term signs that your third eye is awake or is waking up. You may feel a tingling sensation on your forehead, and you might find this strange. Okay, you might really start to feel a tingling sensation. You might feel pressure at the focus point here. You might feel pressure here, and it's almost like a basic form of resistance. So you might feel like it's like your soul is ready to, open up, and you're part of, maybe there's fear around it. I don't know. Sometimes people have a lot of fear here. If you have a lot of headaches could also be an activation of the third eye. And I've heard this from so many of my clients, have you had vivid dreams? Vivid dreams absolutely could be another way that it starts to open up. Now, this can scare people because sometimes there's a feeling like if this opens, you're like falling into this, bottomless pit or something. And that can happen, especially during the beginning of meditation, but there's no reason to have fear around any of it. And if you have any insecurities or fears or worries, I mean, you've got to remain, really look at those fears. I mean, look at them. And in order to open this up, it's like you have to remain strong and determined, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. Another big one, and this happened to me, oh my God, this really happened to me. It's embarrassing, but emotional outbursts. It can be an overwhelming experience. And when the third eye starts to awake like this, oh my God, because when the third eye opens, it brings you to a path of self-introspection. So your karma could come out in front of you. You absolutely cannot blame others for actions and outcomes. And so it can be very emotional. And so they always say that it's the best thing if you are wanting to embark on this journey of opening your third eye. It's not a willy-nilly, like, I think I'll open my third eye. It doesn't work that way. It's a very deep thing. You have to be extremely grounded when you do this work to start to open this. I mean, you really do, because your emotions could really start to fly. And it's really the best thing I can say is really work on your traumas, work on the sadness and depression and anxiety and everything that you can to work on. Because what happens with third eye is they call it a lie detector test. You can't bypass that. It's like you have to face everything. And in my case, I had to face a lot of stuff. I mean, everybody has to face whatever it is they've gone through in this life. Another thing that happens when you are opening your third eye is you will start seeing colors. You'll start seeing colors in a meditation. You may see colors outside of people. This happened to me all the time. And I've shared this story. I mean, I remember walking down a street and looking in the window of a street, and I saw my own reflection, but my own reflection was bright yellow. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I even saw it on my own self. And then somebody walking by said, "Oh, you look awfully yellow and bright." And I was like, "Oh my God, he sees it too." It was the damnedest thing ever. So colors in meditation, a lot of people describe it maybe, I don't know, rainbows or, oh, here's another one. And this used to happen to Charlene. If you're listening to this, I know this used to happen to you. Shapes. You start seeing shapes. And you're like, what in the world? Sometimes there's people's faces. Sometimes there's shapes. It's unbelievable of what happens. And before I forget, and Carolyn East, if you're listening, you had asked me when I do therapy, or how do I use the gift of intuition when I'm, with doing practical work, basically like therapy. And it's the third eye. Third eye, it doesn't shut down. So it's a lens, and I use it. It's my lens of how I do everything. Actually, is everything is through the third eye. It's just a really powerful lens to help me with everything. So I wanted to answer that. So seeing colors, there's also an increased awareness. So you may become on heightened alert. You may catch details that are not even visible in general. You may sense negative energies around you, negative people around you, positive energies around you. It is all part of this new awareness. And you have to have a lot of patience when you are developing this, and you have to have a belief and a determination. Okay, and you have to become aware of your actions and, of course, the actions of others. So having said all this, your intuition will improve. If you are a psychic out there, or if you are wanting to go down this road of psychic and mediumship and all of this, your intuition will improve significantly, actually, because the third eye bestows the power of intuition. And so having said that, your decision-making process will improve. So because what happens is there'll be a force, if you will, your higher self probably, that stops you from making wrong decisions or wrong choices. Okay, it's a power that tells you something is about to happen. And that could be one of the biggest gifts of all of this third eye. And you're going to feel with your whole being. I mean, there's no emptiness. There's no conflict. It completes you. You don't feel lonely. Your psychic visions improve. I mean, it's really to help you have greater clarity and self-realization. Okay, and so the key is you can't force these events. You just can't force it. But the best thing that I can say to help you activate it, if you're working on this, eat very healthy, like organic. Drink a lot of water. Practice meditation, and I don't mean just like while you're driving doing meditation or you're washing dishes. And I know that some people consider that. That's not the case here. For me, this is it's real serious. It tells spirit you're very serious about opening this up. And so you set a time and a place to do this, and you chant Om, O-M, Om. And that was a big thing during my activation phase. You can also do breath work. Breath work really helps with it. And yoga or Tai Chi. I practiced Sun Do for, I think, 5 years. And that was all part and parcel of how this happens. Because it really is, it's a test of maturity of how you use this and the gift that comes with it. But in order to really open it, you have to be really serious. I mean, it's a serious thing. So I hope that helps a lot of people with this on this journey, because it's an incredible journey to be on with all of this. So having said that, I'm going to say I've got a lot of questions to answer. So let me get to some of these questions. And I do appreciate all the questions. And I think, this will give you a lot to think about, right? I mean, it just does. Laura Crum asked a great question. She said, when a person's third eye awakens, does an empath have an extra feeling of sensitivity as compared to a person who's not an empath? 100%. Empaths feel everything. And it is, as an empath, speaking to another empath, yes, it makes a huge difference because you're sensitive to the clairsentience, the feeling, the clairaudience, the hearing, the clairseeing, the clairvoyant, the clairseeing. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because it's such a big deal when this happens, Laura. And for an empath, I think it's really it's the next part of the journey, frankly. And all of us are here to grow our souls, for our souls to grow and mature, and it's a gift. The third eye is a gift, and it will be taken away as fast as anything if you don't use it properly. You have to use it. All of these things you have to use really properly. So this is from Katie Figueroa. Hi, Katie. And she said, this is the first time that I'm here watching this. And she says, Thursday today is her mother's birthday, who's in heaven. And she says, may I please get a chance to get a card? Yes, you can, Katie. And thanks for joining us, honey. I know you had a heck of a life with your mom here. Oh, gosh. Here, honey, this is a good one. Here you go. Here you go. My death was painless. Please don't worry or hold on to any guilt. Okay, honey, that's for you, sweetheart. Okay? And since, I've got chills everywhere. She is so around you. And Vicki, since I know she's your good friend, I'm going to read a card for you. From your beloved husband. Don't be afraid. There you go. Nothing to fear, because Mike is here. Where did that come from? I have no idea. It is a lot, isn't it? Dolly says, I have never opened my third eye. Well, you'd be surprised. And let me tell you what comes in the third eye also. It's not just about clairvoyance, although it has everything to do with clairvoyance, but it also is about the creativity. So when my third eye opened, I had never in my life painted ever. Like, I would have never have considered myself artistic ever. And boy, I got to tell you, the creativity that came out and the art and it was unbelievable. So if you are creative and your third eye opens, or if the third eye opens and you're not creative, you will become creative. But it also gives you new ideas. So third eye is very special. It's a very, very special. Hi, Helene Calliser. How are you, honey? It is really a special thing when this opens up. Okay, Vivian Bishop. I love this question, Vivian. She says, Kellee, I have a father, a husband, and a grandson, all born on the same day, March 27. What are your thoughts? Thank you for all you do. I have a lot of thoughts on that, Vivian. And when I read this question, I was so excited to get to it. I lost my favorite cousin a few years ago, and his name was Ron, and his birthday was March 27. And it turns out that my husband and one of his best friends, Sandy, their favorite number is 327. So it really, as soon as I saw that, I said, I have to answer this question. So if your husband and your father, husband, and grandson all were born on March 27, which is a 9 of clubs. 9 of clubs is here all about knowledge. They want to learn everything, and they're here to complete a life cycle. So I would say that the three of them would have to be very similar, very come with the same mission, if you will, to complete a cycle. And I think it's incredible that you have that experience. I think some of my favorite people ever are Nine of Clubs. So I thank you for that. Okay. And this question is from Jean. Jean at Jean Palkey. She says, I mentioned, and this is true for everybody, if you look back at, because we have these eclipses right now, they were similar eclipses as to 2005 and 2006. So if we look back at those to understand what we're going to experience in these two eclipses, which is on March 25th and April 8th, we can look back at 2005 and 6 and look at our life. What was our life like during that period? What was going on of significance? And so she said, wow, you were right. She said, I started reading from my journals in 2005, and it was very enlightening. And she said, what should I focus on to navigate during this eclipse? So your birthday is 10/7, so you're a 2 of diamonds. And also the 3 intentions that you talked about, health and weight and friendships and relationships and career, and which is what you found in your journal in 2005, I would say you would be doing the same thing. I would say this would be a higher version of it, because you're not the same person you were in 2005 and 2006. You've come such a long way. I mean, we've all grown, I would like to say, I'd like to say most of us have in the last 18 to 20 years. Maybe some people haven't, but I'd like to say that I know you, Jean, definitely would have. So I would say it's going to be very similar. So good question, though, and thanks for that. I so appreciate this. Cindy Rand says, Kellee, I've heard that some people see flecks of light from their peripheral vision when their spiritual side is beginning to awake. Yes, that's true. Yes, Cindy, great question. And you're September 23rd, and September 23rd is an Ace of Clubs, all about learning. Okay, Rick East, this is a great question. If there's no time, why do we refer to the space-time continuum or the 4th dimension as time? I don't know. That I actually have no idea, but I will say this. When we talk about Earth, on Earth we have time. There's time here. We have to, 24 hours in a day, we have time. On the other side, we have no time. We don't. There's no clock, nothing like that. So I don't know. I understand the question. I don't know how to answer the question. I don't know why they refer to the space-time continuum. I think James would know either. He'd look at me, which is very funny. And then you left a funny anecdote, and you said when you guys were little, you and your sister were like 6 and 8 years old. You're in the back seat of your car, and you started, fooling around, and your dad was driving, and without turning around, he yelled at you guys to knock it off. And your sister, without missing a beat, said, he saw us with that big bald eye in the back of his head. That was the third eye to us. And let me tell you, it was not on the wrong side, because our third eye can go that way, straight ahead, that way, that way, that way. So your dad had it. Believe me, he had it. Okay, Jen Chris says, Kellee, I have a question. More than once, I've had people tell me that my third eye is open, and I feel unaware when they say something. What does this mean? So, Jen, I don't know why people would tell you that. Maybe you're very intuitive, and if you are very intuitive, then that would absolutely be a reason that they might say that. So, I don't know why they were saying that. There's something very specific, but it really means that you have a strong intuition. That's really what it means. And Sue Wells says, as usual, I don't get a reply. So Sue, today is your lucky day. I'm going to give you a card here, honey. And you are 12/15, so December 15. It's a 3 of clubs. And a 3 of clubs is all about psychic ability, actually. We call that the psychic rider. And psychic ability, it's a gift that comes with the 3 of clubs, honey. So I'm going to give you a card from James's Power of Love cards, and let me get you a card, Sue. Here we go. Forgiveness. You are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. So there you go. And this is a great card because it's actually a great time to release all kinds of things, Alyssa, thanks for streaming. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh. So let me get some more. Okay. Judith says, what does it mean when you see colors in the third eye? It means your third eye is activating, honey. It's if you start to see colors, it's activating. And so how do you help it along? Somebody asked me, and I can't remember who, but it's in part of my questions. They asked about if you have fluoride in the water, or if you have fluoride, does fluoride kind of stop it from does it calcify your third eye, basically, if you have fluoride? I don't think, maybe. Okay, Shady says fluoride-free toothpaste, fluoride calcifies the pineal gland. And that probably is accurate. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you what, if that third eye is ready to open, it's going to open. But you literally have to take the steps to do it. So if taking fluoride out of your diet, that could probably help. I don't know that for a fact, but it sounds like it could. And again, eating really nutritiously, sleeping, meditating, and really taking your life seriously as to, setting boundaries with people and going inward and doing all kinds of work. Lori Clark, thank you for the reading I had on the 8th. Oh, you're welcome, honey. You're so welcome. Rita Vore, stormy weather, and yeah, right? Rita, we've had a lot of that. So yes. Oh, Christy says, is this the year the business takes off? I would say so. And you're also 1215, which is a 3 of clubs. So yeah, this is going to be quite a year, actually. A lot of things are going to take off. Hi, Elizabeth. A lot of things are going to take off. Kim Ann says, so funny that you say this last 10 days, my body has made me pay attention to it. Our bodies will have to pay attention to that. You'll find that you'll hear people talk more about aches and pains than they ever have before. And people that you least expected, actually, it's going to be an interesting time. Maria Anastasia, and your birthday is June 7th. So June 7 is a 10 of diamonds with an 8 of spades. That makes you a powerhouse. You felt yourself receding in not good way emotionally with boundaries of communication that were breached and not having support, any support appreciated. So you're a 10 of diamonds with an 8 of spades. And when you were not treated well, set those boundaries, okay? And know that you are supported by the universe here, okay? And if you are off emotionally because, you're of others in life, we will all have, all be betrayed, all have trouble communicating. We're all going to have that. So often with these times, Maria, it's a really good time to go inward, especially now, go inward and get really strong inside, because you're a 10 of diamonds with an 8 of spades. That means the blessed powerhouse. You can do it, Maria. You can do it. Go inward and set as strong boundaries if you absolutely can. Melissa says, hello, Kelly. And if you are doing any mini readings, your birthday is April 17. April 17 is a 4 of diamonds, Ford truck. They keep going. They keep going. Do you see a love life for me? And is there a question about my third eye? And when the third eye opens, do you see a rainbow? Absolutely, you can. Not everybody does, but you certainly can. When you meditated with Master Ku, you started tingling. That would help. Absolutely. And yes, Melissa, that absolutely happens. And a 4 of diamonds does come in to be in a relationship, honey. So I would say yes on that. Okay, Renee Went says, my latest grandchild was born on 3/23/2/23. Wow. With all the similar numbers, does this hold any special significance? I would say yes, very much. So this year, the baby will be 1 and be right before the eclipse, which will be interesting. So March 23rd is a King of Clubs. Wow, that's a powerhouse. That is a powerhouse. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. Yeah, I'd have to take some time with that, with those numbers, but it has significance to it. I'm going to say all those 3s make it very creative, and all the 2s you come for partnership, and they also come to be to look at the dichotomy of life. So watch that one. It's going to be very psychic. Okay, Jen Tran, you're exploding as I speak. Okay, there you go. Or imploding. There you go. Oh my gosh. Okay, Hexagon Mama. Absolutely love your shows and look forward to them each week. Thank you. Thanks for all you do. So you are April 30th. April 30th is a 4 of clubs. And 4 of clubs is all about learning, strength, communication. It's a powerhouse, actually. Also, a lot of empaths are 4 of clubs. And I know that for a fact because I'm a 4 of clubs. Okay. Hi, Deborah Weaver from Dallas. I don't know Ann Rogers. I have no idea who Master Coup is. So I have no idea. But let me hold on a second. Let me get to some more questions here. So this was an interesting question to me. Diane Crease Rupus. She said, my daughter moved out of our home a few years ago. She said we had a falling out. And I asked her to leave. Okay. We've had very little contact since. Do I see you reconciling? If so, when and how? So your birthday is 5/18, and 5/18 is an Ace of Diamonds. Okay, and also on top of that, people that were born between 5/13, May 13th through 18th or the 19th, they were born under this, they call it the Death Star. And so it makes life very intense. And as an Ace of Diamonds born under that time, it makes you very intense. So here's what I would say about that. And I work a lot with mothers and daughters, mothers and or sons and daughters, and all kinds of family issues where one doesn't speak to one and they break up. And this is specific for Ace of Diamonds people. Keep your heart open, okay? Keep your heart open, because I do believe that you will reconcile, but I think it's going to be, you have to do a lot of work. You have to go inward for yourself, okay? And come out that with your heart, no matter what, okay? These are all hard things, aren't they? But just absolutely do what I'm saying. Just keep your heart open for all of that. So I think it's going to be really important here. So Carol Zuber, and your birthday is January 3rd, and January 3rd is a Jack of Spades. Jack of Spades in January, very powerful, all about spirituality, a lot of fated events. And your question is, how can one control the opening and the closing of the third eye? I don't know if we actually close the third eye. I mean, I may not walk into a room, and depending on if I'm at home, everything's just going to be like whatever. If I'm out and about, I might have that thing wide open going, ugh, I don't know, maybe. But how you open it is through everything that I was saying. I mean, really taking really good care of yourself, being very mindful of what you're doing. When this first happened to me, I was like a kid in a candy shop. I was like, woo, I was like I was unbelievable, actually. So I don't know. Just practice with it. Okay. So Kim Henderson says, Kelly, and your birthday is 10/25. I know how important the third eye is, but why is it important for me to have an open and balanced third eye chakra? It's important, Cleo, to have full balance on all chakras. Okay. And the reason is because you'll make really good choices. You're very mature. You start to have different realizations. You're not just running with anxiety or depression or trauma or fear or anything. It really is centering and grounding. And so to have your third eye open would mean that you would have to be grounded, unless something like this happens suddenly, which is what happened to me. And initially, I was not grounded whatsoever when this happened to me. I mean, not at all. And then through a lot of practice, and when I say deep meditation, you can't imagine. That's all I did. And I got there, and I got there. So I think everybody can get there, but it just takes a lot of time and practice. Okay. Kelly Martindale Vanderpool. She says, and your birthday is January 12th. That makes you a 2 of spades. I'm feeling less of my late husband. Why? Well, Kelly, let's get you a card. I don't know why, Kelly, but sometimes from the other side's position, they're doing things, they're active, have you begun to move on, Kelly? That would be a question. Have you begun to move on? I mean, there's all kinds of ways. If you're thinking of him, I promise he's there. Okay, this is a good one. I am just a thought away. Okay, it's just a thought away from you. So if you're thinking about him, he's there. Okay. Oh, touch and smell. Thank you, Judy Freeman. I appreciate that. Thanks, Judy. I got a little off on the tangent there. Jody W says, hi, Kellee. I'm starting a breathwork certification course tomorrow. Okay, how fabulous is that? It feels like it's not just a good time for this, Jody. It's an excellent time for it. And how can you maximize your experience? And your birthday is 5/13. Just go in for it fully. And you know what? When you go in for the breath work, also make sure you're doing meditation too. I mean, this is such a powerful time to learn about healing. We have a conjunction on April 20th. It's Uranus and Jupiter coming together, and it's all about wisdom and new age healing and all kinds of new things that come in for healing. So breath work would be excellent time for do this. And you're May 13th, and May 13th is a 6 of diamonds, and 6 of diamonds is about financial responsibility. Actually, some of my favorite people are 6 of diamonds. Okay, Thea Stovner, I would love a mini reading. Please, I often see bluish purple swirls when I meditate. That's absolutely a sign of your third eye opening. Okay, I mean, it can start with colors. And here is a card from The Power of Love, James's cards. Friendliness. You are able to recognize traits in common with another in order to forge love-based connections. There you go. That's a lovely card there. I love James's cards. Okay. Katie says, I needed that calmness. Good, honey. Good. Okay. So let's see. Lori Stern Yoga says, hello, I've been having the craziest dreams, and one was actually viewed as if it from looking through my third eye, and I clearly saw an image and got confirmation the next day. Yes, Lori, that is how this happens. Truly how this happens. I mean, it's an amazing gift when it does open up, and it's to be taken really seriously. And it's an amazing thing. Amazing. Okay. So, okay. Oh, Stacy Thompson says, I experienced clicking in my ears and sensations on top of my head. Yes, Stacy. Yeah, I forgot about the clicking in my ears. I'm extremely clairaudient, and which means I have clear hearing. My daughter would think that I don't hear very well, but actually I do. I hear what I want to hear, but I hear from spirit like this. And it started with clicking in my ears, Stacy. I swear I forgot about that. And Cindy asks, great question. Can your third eye close after opening? Yes, it can. And so you want to take really good care of it. You want to nurture the whole experience of it. You want to nurture it. So, yes. And in fact, I remember, Cindy, when this happened, I remember saying to my mom, is it going to close? Because I thought it was again, I was a kid in a candy shop with it. I mean, I just knew everything about everything. And my mother said, it's not going to close, Kellee. She said, just take good care of yourself with it. And that's good advice. Okay. I think it's really good advice. Okay. Ashley Rose, 227, which makes you a Jack of Clubs. Will I start to feel more at peace and happy soon? Jack of Clubs has very creative mind. So much so that if you tell your mind that you're going to be at peace and you're happy, then the answer is you will get there. Okay. With a Jack of Clubs, any of the clubs, you have to be on a path of positivity. Okay. Susan, I love your tree. Oh, thank you. I love my tulips too. I love tulips. Okay. Oh, and the ear, Jen Tran says, yeah, your ear area is all about the clairaudient. Okay. Let's see. Jeanette Guerra, how can I stop someone coming to me who's still living? But they keep coming around me. You just tell them to go away. Trust me. Just tell them to go away. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Alan Arock. He says, hello from San Diego. My birthday is 12/13, so December 13, which is going to make me laugh, I know, is a 5 of clubs. 5 of clubs, extremely psychic. My question is, what do I need to do with my friends and family? Because I'm the only person that experiences many phenomenal things. They're not on the same page as me. Should I just go with the flow or push them? No, you cannot push anybody. And what happens, Alan, when you start to be the one that starts experiencing all these, phenomenal things that start to happen. That's what happens. It means your vibration is rising. People will slough kind of off. They will just either go away, or they won't. They'll think you're nuts. It doesn't really matter. You'll start to. You might spend some time alone. I know I did. And then look where I am now. So it all works out. But I would say that nobody's on this. Everybody's on a different path at a different time, and it just is. But you'll find your group, Alan. Good for you. Keep going. Keep doing that. Okay. So I think it's a really good thing. Okay. Let's see. Shady says, when my third eye opened, it was blue. Yes. Okay. So Marge Webb says, doesn't the lower chakras need to be open for the third eye to open? I think you mean the lower chakras need to be like grounded, because the lower chakras aren't open. They're the first, second, and third chakra are kind of a baseline to ground us. And then the heart chakra kind of comes in the middle of the fifth, sixth, seventh chakra. And those are the higher chakras. So and this goes in, Margaret, with the question you had asked me, that you sent to me. If you are grounded, then you are, for most people, it will help activate the third eye. So I think that is the question. The lower chakras do need to be attuned. You need to be grounded. You need, second chakra is, often about letting go of fear, holding on to fear, or letting go of fear. So you want to make sure you are, do as much work on yourself as possible. So if you need to go into therapy, if you need, to take care of yourself physically, I mean, all of these things, because it is mind, body, and soul. And through great caretaking of yourself, you can open this third eye. Absolutely. Okay. Right, Charlene? Charlene, my friend Charlene was there with me when all of this started happening. And what can I say? It was something. But yes, and Margaret, you're right. The lower chakras really need to be grounded for the third eye to really open up. So I hope that helps. Let's see. Just Camp Dawns. Kellee, I'm really soaking up everything you were talking about this evening. I feel like I'm going through this. I feel a little alone as my husband doesn't really understand my intuition is real. So that happens in relationships. And sometimes I'm always surprised when a spouse or a loved one takes the journey with us. Many do not. And so just hold your own space with what you know for you to be real for you. Okay. And it's a tough one. That's a tough one. So let's see. October 3, Rose, Enos. October 3rd is a Six of Diamonds. And so Six of Diamonds is very spiritual, actually, very spiritual. So I would sit in meditation, honey, and start to open that up, So Christy Capronica, she says, Kellee, where would one get or do yourself a spiritual cleansing? Thank you. You are wonderful. Oh, thanks, honey. You can do your own spiritual cleansing, really. I mean, again, sitting in meditation, going out in nature, running all your chakras. There's all kinds of ways to do it. Drinking, fasting sometimes really helps, actually. That was another thing. And when I went to this place, We Care, and I've been several times, the first time anyway, you do a lot of fasting to cleanse yourself. So there's all different ways that I have tried this. So Josie Jackson says, I've been seeing flashes of colors on and off. I was a little scared at first, but most of the time I don't see them. I've been meditating a lot. I feel calm most of the time, but colors were scary. Okay. It's normal. This is normal. I promise, Josie, it is normal. And that's what I talked about, fear. If there is fear, it just kind of shocks the third eye back, I mean, it really wants to come out, and then fear will shut it down. So you want to just be gentle with yourself and, help yourself with this. If indeed you want to have this experience. I mean, experience is not for everybody. So Dwayne Elaine Morgan, She said, Kelly, I have always loved pearls of all kinds. And now more than ever, what is the spiritual connection with pearls? And James's dog is named Pearl. I love pearls myself. I used to think of Bush, but my mother, when she passed away, left me these beautiful pearls. And of course, I live on a farm, so I don't have very many places to wear them. But they are so beautiful. I actually wore them in Chicago with my sister. Okay, so you're a 10 of diamonds. 10 of diamonds is what we call the blessed card, which means that through this lifetime, amazing things will happen to you. So the spiritual connection with pearls mean wisdom, they mean purity, and they mean spiritual transformation. Plus, the round shape of a pearl is often, they say it's linked to the moon. And it also has a lot to do with the feminine energy, with nurturing and motherhood. So I think it's really important here. So the essence of aesthetics, she said, Kelly, I love to watch your show with James. And she said, I need direction. Am I doing enough, or should I be seeking more to do spiritual work? And your birthday is January 11th. So that's a 3 of spades. And anybody who was born between January 1st and January 13th, very deep spirituality. I mean, it's deep incarnation. And so if you're asking if you should do, seeking to do more spiritual work, again, that birth placement is all about doing spiritual work. So keep going, if you need direction, if there's a class you wanted to take with James, or again, for me, the best way to make a shift, I'm going to sound like a friggin' broken record, but meditation, going inward. And I mean, spending time, maybe sound bowls. I mean, really and that really tunes you up. Sound bowls are a great way, by the way, to help open your third eye. I forgot about that one. That is such a great one. Okay, Marie Bonetti. She says, does my late BFF and my late son have any messages for me? So let's get you a card. Here we go, Marie. Okay. I will always point you in the right direction. Okay, I would say that's for both of them. Don't worry. We will be right there for you, pointing you in the right direction here. Okay, Tracy says I could use a card today, Kelly, Tracy Anthony, and your birthday is 11/1, which is another 6 of diamonds. Today must be a 6 of diamonds day here. Let's get you a card here, honey. This is from the Power of Love. Present. Be present. It's been a long day. You live in the moment and are able to bring forth the energy of love in your current circumstances. There you go, honey. Okay. And you know what, Tracy? It was a hard day, wasn't it? There are days that are a little more tough and a little more challenged than others. And I'd have to say today was. Hi, Lizette Perez. I'm going to get you a card just because, Lizette. I haven't seen you for a while. Peacefulness. This is so you. You recognize that balance, kindness, and love bring calmness to your soul. That is so you, Lizette. I hope you're doing well, honey. I think about you often. Okay. Okay, Maggie Landis. Kelly, I've been practicing Nidra Yoga. How fabulous, for the past 3 years, and feel that my third eye has begun to open. Absolutely. If you are practicing that, you will definitely have that experience. Is there a particular meditation that you would recommend? I love, oh God, what was his name? I have a certain, I'm going to find it and I'm going to post it, Maggie. Stephen Halpern was his name. I don't know if he's still alive, and maybe, but Stephen Halpern had this amazing meditation music, and I would listen to this music and just go into this not a guided meditation. I would just go into it because I meditated for so many years. I can just go into it without a guided meditation. But the Stephen Halpern chakra, I think it was called chakra meditation. It was extraordinary, and I bet you could find it online. That is what I would recommend. I did that, and I practiced Sundo every single day, I would say for 5 straight years, every single day. So if I can do it, other people can do it too. But you're in a great place, Maggie, with that. And I'm going to try to find that and post it. I'm going to try to find that for you. Okay. So everybody, I have to go. Wait, Gayla says, Kelly, looking great. I'm having eyebrow and eyelid surgery next on March 21. Just checking for any thoughts or a card. Well, my thoughts are surround yourself with a lot of healing light, honey, and it's going to be great. Okay? It's going to be great. There you go. So everybody join James and me on Monday. We're going to be talking about the power of the soul. And James has a lot of new insight and wisdom that he's going to impart on Monday's show. And it'll be great. So, and join me the following Thursday. And in about the next week or so, I'm hoping in the next week, we're going to have my classes. I have 2 upcoming classes. One on starseeds in May and the other one on family trauma. See, I can go this way or that way. And family trauma. And family trauma with starseeds happens a lot too. And that'll be in June. So anyway, that'll be up on my site soon. So take care, everybody. And I'll see you Monday. Take care.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.